A criatividade nunca para por aqui. Não perca mais um conteúdo inspirador do Festival Pixel Show.
Today I'm gonna be doing a tutorial on how to draw a city from the sky like a bird's eye view using one-point perspective. So what is different is that I'm gonna be using a string to do so. Now this is where it gets interesting, because I'm gonna use this string to draw all of my buildings. So what I'm gonna do is basically I'm gonna draw the base of the building, any size that I want, and then I'm gonna draw its height. And I'm using the string to do so. So this would be like the front part of the building. This works like a one-point perspective drawing. So all the lines are gonna be converging to this center point. The way this used to work was that you would mark the vanishing point and then you would use a ruler to find out the correct angle of every single line that you're drawing. But I came up with this string idea actually to help me draw faster, to help me save a little bit of time. So it works great actually. So for example, here I'm just gonna draw the top of the building. I'm not using the string here because when you're drawing something that is facing directly the observer, in this case this roof, you don't need to use any kind of perspective. You can just draw it with straight lines, horizontal and vertical. No big deal. What I'm drawing here is just small details on the roof of the building, and I'm gonna draw here some lines that are just windows, horizontal window panes. I just have to be careful to draw the lines closer as I go farther and I go closer to the base of the building, because that means I'm drawing them farther from the observer's eye, and this helps create that idea of depth, and this is exactly what we want here. I'm just gonna continue drawing buildings randomly. You can draw them any size, in any shape. For example, I'm gonna draw a square building here, and what's really cool about this technique is that you're not gonna be filling your drawing with reference lines coming from the vanishing point. You're gonna be able to just use the string, draw every line, and keep your drawing as clean as possible. If you've ever tried perspective drawing in your life, you know what I'm talking about, and it's really hard to have to erase all those lines afterwards. So this just works like a charm. Here I'm just doing, random building shapes, random building details, nothing specific. I'm just trying to show you how this works. So the horizontal lines will work exactly as the first building we did. And here I'm gonna do something different, is that I'm gonna draw vertical lines as well. And for those I'm gonna need the string. because those lines go to the same vanishing point. So if I use the string, I'll know the exact angle of every single line. Without having the need of using a ruler, which I think is just great. And I'm gonna do the same on this face of the building. And I'm gonna just keep doing that same thing. So I'm gonna draw another one here. We could draw something here, maybe a taller building here. So we would draw the top of it first. You can do this any way you want. You can start in the base going up, or you can start from the top going down. It's just a matter of preference. Sometimes I do it one way, sometimes I do it the other, depending on what I want to achieve with a particular building or a particular thing that I'm drawing. So this, for example, I'm going to draw vertical lines, like so. And you see that I'm making these windows or these squares sort of smaller as I go down, for the same reason I told you before. I'm just trying to give the impression that these windows are smaller as they get farther, which is what would actually happen in reality. Vamos a pintar otro. Aquí lo que estoy haciendo es dibujando edificios de una forma totalmente aleatoria. Aquí vamos a dibujar uno de esos edificios que se van haciendo más chiquitos a medida que se van alejando. Ya van a ver a qué me refiero. Por ejemplo, entonces aquí se hizo un poquito más chiquito. Y aquí se va a hacer otro poquito más chiquito. Hasta que finalmente termina teniendo en algún punto un techo. Dibujémoslo, no lo dibujemos cuadrado, sino dibujémoslo como si fuera rectangular, así. Y aquí arriba le podemos poner un techo de esos que son como que vienen como así. If you're drawing a vertical line like the one I'm gonna draw here, for example, a vertical window right here, then you know that you can use the string and the angle is gonna be perfectly accurate. Why? Because our string is pinned to the vanishing point. Here I'm gonna draw a really big building. I was thinking about doing a design of vertical lines like so. podría dibujar por aquí un edificio circular. En ese caso, lo que se hace es, igual que todos los otros, dibujar la tapa lo más circular posible. Y luego se dibujan los costados bajando. Y por aquí abajo, entonces se tendría que ver la base de ese edificio. Este edificio, por supuesto, también tendría su rin aquí en la parte de arriba. Y aquí lo que yo hago es pintarle, lo que yo hago es como repetir esta misma curva, igual que en los edificios normales. Repetir esta misma curva una y otra vez, cada vez más pegada a medida que uno va bajando. So you have to draw the square again, and then you do these lines. So this would be actually a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This would be actually an octagon, like so. So you just have to find the points where the lines would go. So in this case, this one, right? This one goes down. This one. That one. And a little bit of that one. Just a tiny little bit of that one. And that's it. And you just draw the details. Okay, so now I'm gonna wrap it up. I just wanted to show you what I do when I finish. As you can see, there is a hole in the paper. So a lot of people have been asking me, what do you do with the hole in the paper? Okay, this is what I do. I lift the paper and rub the hole with my finger so that the paper goes back to place, like so. And you can see that the hole is almost gone. It's almost gone. You can barely notice it. And then what I do is that I draw something. I draw, for example, cars, people. You can draw as many or as few as you want. Just make sure to have an idea of the scale and the proportion of what you're drawing, because if you were to draw a car right here that is way too big, then you would erase everything that you have done, because it would look very funny. Trees, this is some kind of boulevard that has trees on both sides. So that's what I'm drawing right now. If you were to paint people, they would look like small dots. So is that you understand how this works, how one-point perspective works, that you understand how versatile it is. And I'm just very grateful that you watched this tutorial. I hope you learned a lot, or at least a little something. It was very nice to have you here.